Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Let's discuss chi-square test today. Till now, we have measured the effect of one variable on another variable. In statistics, the variable whose effect we want to see is called an independent variable, and the variable on which the effect is seen is termed as dependent variable. For example, in the case of measuring the effect of diet on weight, diet is the independent variable and weight is the dependent variable. But what if we want to analyze if the value of independent variable is as we expected, or is there any association between two independent variables? In that case, chi-square test is performed. This test is used on categorical data. That is, we have different categories and we take their counts as their values. It is a non-parametric test, means it does not follow normal distribution. There are two kinds of chi-square tests: chi-square goodness of fit test and chi-square test of independence. Goodness of fit test is used when we have only one independent variable and we want to know that the observed count or say frequency is equal to the expected frequency or not. Chi-square test of independence measures if there is any association between two independent variables. It will be clear with the following examples. Now let's see the goodness of fit test first. As an example, I want to see which diet is more popular among people. So, step 1, form the null and alternative hypothesis, which will be that all the diets are liked equally by the people and not equally liked by the people, respectively. Step 2, perform the experiment. So, I randomly place the diets in a mall and I let the people taste the diets for a sample size of 300. Here, I have only one independent variable with three different categories, that is, three different diets. Step 3, select an alpha level, which I will choose to be 0.05. Step 4, calculate the degrees of freedom. It will be number of groups minus 1. So for 3 diets, degree of freedom will be 2. Step 5, find out the chi-square critical value, which will be 5.991. Step 6, calculate the chi-square statistics by the following formula. Let's do it step by step. First, we have our data, then we write the expected frequency. Considering that the diets are equally liked by the people, expected frequency will be 300 divided by 3 for all 3 diets and should be equal to 100 for each. Then we will subtract the expected frequency from the observed frequency, followed by squaring them and then divided by expected frequency. The sum of the resultant values would be chi-square statistic. Step 7. Compare chi-square statistics and chi-square critical. Here, chi-square statistics is more than chi-square critical. As we know from the previous videos, it means that the p-value is less than the alpha level and therefore we will reject the null hypothesis. Now let's go to chi-square test of independence. Here I will take the example of different educational mediums like videos, experiments and books which can lead to higher marks. So step 1, form the null hypothesis and the alternative hypothesis, which will be that all mediums will and will not exhibit similar mass respectively. Step 2, perform the experiment. Here I have two independent variables, medium of education, which has three different categories, videos, experiments and books, and another independent variable, marks, which has two different categories, high and low. Step 3, select an alpha level, which again I will choose to be 0.05. Step 4, calculate the degrees of freedom. It will be number of groups in variable 1 minus 1 into number of groups in variable 2 minus 1. Using that formula, the degrees of freedom will be 2. Step 5, find out the chi-square critical value, which will be 5.991. Step 6, calculate chi-square statistic by the following formula. Let's do it step by step again. First, we have to find out the expected frequency. To find the expected frequency, we multiply the respective row total to the respective column total and then divide it by the total number of observed frequency. So in the first column and first row, that is videos with high marks, I will multiply the row total 110 to column total 201 and divide them with the total observed frequency, that is 300. And I will do it for every row and column. After this, we will continue with the formula as previously. First, we will subtract the expected frequency from the observed frequency, then square them and divide them with the expected frequency. We will take the sum of the resultant values, which will be our chi-square statistic. Step 7. Compare chi-square statistic and chi-square critical. Here also chi-square statistics is more than chi-square critical. And that means that p-value is less than alpha level and therefore we can reject the null hypothesis. That's it for today. Thanks for watching. If you learned something from this video, please like, share and subscribe the channel.